Hey everybody, this is Greg, and I am bringing you Light in a Spoon's first podcast. I'm not quite sure where we're going to go from here. Here's where we're going to start. Light in a Spoon came to be as a result of me reading a poem probably 15 years ago now. A gentleman that lived in the 1300s by the name of Hafiz lived in the desert. He was a Sufi mystic. And here's what he had to say about light in a spoon. A poet is someone who pours light into a spoon and then lifts it to nourish your beautiful parched holy mouth. And when I read that, I read magic. When I read it, I read inspiration. I read courage. I read service to others. I read compassion. I read, that's who I want to be in the world. And as I have met people since reading that poem, I meet people all the time that carry the same heart, that they walk in the world with a bit of magic, with a huge amount of compassion and love and care for their fellows. And as we unfold and we grow and evolve the Light in a Spoon podcast, I'm going to be introducing you to many of those people. The amazing thing about that is that you will probably not have heard of any of them to begin with. And then maybe not many of them ever. But here's what I've found. You don't need to be famous to carry light in a spoon. You don't need to be famous or a celebrity, or have written a best-selling book in order to carry deep wisdom and compassion and a desire to share, a desire to contribute to the lives of the people that cross our paths. You're going to get to know some people that you've never heard of, that live amazing lives, that grace the planet with courage, love. They're deeply inspirational. They're deeply, deeply compassionate. And then from time to time, you're also going to have the opportunity to listen to the musings of this guy. I love Billy Joel's song, You May Be Right, I May Be Crazy, but it just may be a lunatic you're looking for. So as we unfold and we roll out Light in a Spoon podcasts, you know, some of the things I may have to share may seem to fall on the ears of some and in the minds of some as, huh? Yeah, I refer to it as the RCA dog look. But, you know, we'll see how that goes. I think probably it's going to be just fine. Because the things that I have to share, that I'll be bringing, that I'll be wanting to send your way, are things that have been rumbling around in my heart, in my thoughts, in my mind, for the better part of my life. As we roll this thing out and we get down the road together a little bit, I'll be sharing more of where I've come from, as if that's important. Probably not, but it's part of my story. And since I'm doing the podcast, I have found, actually, I'm going to take a moment and share a little something with you right now, because a lot of the things that have informed the way I view the world, particularly within the past 5 years, come from my journey into recovery from alcoholism. And here's what I've found. In the last 5 years, as I've sat in the meetings in the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous, I hear people, courageous, beautiful, powerful people, share their experience, strength, and hope. You know what I don't find? I don't find people sharing their advice or pretending like they have any advice for me or anyone else in the room. So the things that I want to convey and communicate are not going to be advice. But I do have some experience. I've gained a little wisdom. Life has rubbed some of the rough edges off. And I have found myself in the place of being willing to listen. And if you have some experience, strength, and hope, and you share it with me, I am going to listen. I'm going to take it to heart. And then as often as we say in the rooms, the beautiful thing about recovery and being in that community, for me anyway, has been a mantra that we walk into the rooms with and out of the rooms with, and that is, take what you like and leave the rest. I'm looking forward to spending time with you, and I'm hoping that you'll find value. I trust that you'll find value in some of the things that we have to talk about together. I can't help but believe very strongly and feel very strongly that you're going to find great value in the lives of the people that I bring to share with you. Their stories, their lives, their courage, their joy, their sorrows, their challenges have been inspirational for me. I've learned from each person that I've sat down with. I've been deeply moved. I continue to be deeply moved by the people that cross my path, that come into my life, that sit with me, share their lives with me, inspire me, coach me, teach me, love me. And then in turn, I get to do the same. You know, I start the day, every day, with a prayer. And in part, it says, help me be of service today. Help me be of service today. And I can't help but think that the people that are going to be listening, you, my friends, are also people that wake up with a similar prayer, maybe not uttered verbally, maybe not said out loud, and probably, definitely not said on your knees. But I would suspect that there are many of you who wake up in the morning with that secret prayer of, help me be of service today. Help me be in the world so that my life can matter, so that who I am and who I'm becoming makes a difference, not just for myself, but for many. And with that, we're going to sign off and say we will be back next week. And I'm looking forward, as I had said earlier, to spending time with you. So lighten a spoon. I'm going to wrap it up with this. Lighten a spoon. If you're listening to this, and if you are inspired to continue to, or maybe come back and visit us again, then I would suspect that you walk in the world with a little bit of magic, and that you found yourself and that you live your life such that you are taking the light that you have, that you've been given, and you're pouring it into a spoon, and you're extending it to nourish someone's beautiful, parched, holy mouth. You're extending it to heal a broken heart. You're extending it to tell a joke that has a room full of people burst into laughter. You're sharing a story of your own foibles that have people appreciate the fact that you don't have to be perfect in order to matter. You don't have to be perfect in order to be a powerful, courageous, loving, compassionate human being. That comes just because you are a courageous, compassionate, powerful, loving human being. And that is what has you. That's what has me be a poet. That is what inspires me to be in the dance of learning how to consistently pour light into a spoon and then lift it to nourish your beautiful, parched, holy mouth. Let's do some of this stuff together. Let's go see what we can create. Let's do a little bit of magic and a little bit of loving, a little bit of caring, a little bit of breaking down some walls that have stood in the way of us experiencing a world of magic and love. And with that, we'll see you next week.